Hey guys, welcome back to Make It or Break It Monday. Super excited to be with you today. I have a lot of content that I want to cover, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. So I was having some conversations over the weekend, and honestly, I felt like an alien in the room. Like I was on a different planet. Like I was thinking differently than everybody else there, and not in a good way either. Honestly, I think today there's a lack of foresight in our society to think big enough and to be able to persist long enough to actually be able to attain our goals. And I'm here to tell you that if you don't do those two things, man, the path really ends in just an average life. And how unfortunate is it today that our society actually justifies and accepts average in a lot of the things that we do and in a lot of the things that we just naturally say. So a couple of things that I think about when I hear that is, man, Tom, you work too hard. Or, hey, Jessica, life is to be lived. It's just like so prophetic, right? Life is to be lived. Or, hey, Sam, you're really burning the candle at both ends, aren't you? Man, there's all these things going on in your life and you're just really burning the candle at both ends. And it made me think like, I am not a ball of wax, right? I don't just run out of wax. I go to sleep, I wake back up and bam, more wax, right? More wax to burn, more energy that I'm able to bring to the table. So these things, they're like inherent in our culture, things that we say, things that people just feel on the inside that just like shouldn't be true in who we are and what we want to accomplish in life. Another one is life is all about the journey, not about the destination. Well, when I hear that, I just think, I don't remember the last time I bought a plane ticket for the plane ride, right? I bought the plane ticket to get where I'm going. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, it's so inherent when we have these conversations. Another one is you walk up to somebody, you're like, hey Steve, how's it going? And Steve's like, man, Chris, I am just living the dream, man. It just makes me think like, man, Steve, are your dreams just not big enough? Because if you're living the dream, then this is literally as good as it's ever gonna get for you, right? So when you hear things like that, I want you to think like, if someone says I'm living the dream, that person has settled. That person has given up. And that's as good as it's ever gonna get for that person. So we gotta think outside of that, right? I need you to expand the way that you're thinking, right? I need you guys to think that when you're producing, that's when you're at your best, right? That's how I feel. When I'm producing, I feel like I'm at my best, I'm creating value for everybody, and that is where I feel like I'm actually accomplishing something towards my goals. I mean, if you're not doing that, I mean, that's average thinking and that's society's norm, right? I mean, you get stuck inside of that and you can't get comfortable, right? Comfortable people just aren't working hard enough, right? If you're comfortable and you're living the dream, there's something that's just not right there. And if you fall into this bucket, I need you to quit trying to be things and instead I need you to do life. Quit being things and do life. You put titles and labels on everything, right? I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a coworker, I'm an employee, I'm a friend, all of these things, right? And those things are part of who I am, but they do not define who I am. And how can you go out and produce when you're worried every day about what all these other people are thinking? Every disappointment in life, guys, every single disappointment in life is either because of you didn't make a sale or you didn't accomplish a task. I didn't make a sale to get that person to go out with me. I didn't make a sale or accomplish a task to be able to help my wife at home. Like whatever it is, it's either at work or at home, it's the same thing, right? And none of these things are worth it if your goals aren't big enough, right? You need goals that get you excited. Small goals never get anybody excited and out of bed in the morning. You know what I mean? You need big goals that your family will buy into, your friends will buy into, your significant other will help you with. And there's two things that I think you can do to really make sure that you hit these big goals. One is you need to compress time. You need to learn from others. There's a lot of other people who got a bunch of arrows in their backs from trying to be that trailblazer. Well, you gotta learn from that, right? You gotta take something that took somebody 5 years and you gotta compress it and you gotta learn it in 6 months, right? That's what I'm trying to do in my life, right? Use that knowledge, listen to audio, do whatever you can, listen to things like this that really help set that standard and allow you to compress time. Because if you try to manage time, you're never gonna have enough of it. You need to use time, right? You need to create time inside your life by taking advantage of certain efficiencies that you can do for yourself. Second thing is you need to stop having selective urgency. What that means is you ever be in a relationship maybe when you were younger, someone said that I need you to do this, this, and this for me, and you kind of just blew it off. And then 6 months later, you're like, you know what? I'm out of here. And you're just like, what? Like, what do you mean you're out of here? Like, all of a sudden, like out of the blue, like how could you do this to me? And that person's just like, nope, I'm over it. You're like, well, can I get a second chance? They're like, no, you can't have a second chance. It's been 6 months. And then you're mad at that person because they didn't give you a second chance, right? That's because you're only deciding to be urgent when you feel like you have to be urgent, right? But you can't have selective urgency. You have to be urgent all of the time. Okay, so this is what it takes. You gotta set big goals and you gotta get rid of these societal norms to be able to succeed in what you wanna personally accomplish in your life. The funny thing is, the better you are at doing something or the better you are at a job, the easier it is to give less than 100%. Because at that point, when you know you're better than everybody else, or you're in that place where you're doing something a lot better or more efficient than somebody else, your 75% is better than their 100%, right? So you feel like you can ease off the gas a little bit. But when that happens, your 100% is actually 120% or 150%. And that's how you get to the next level. That's how you get the next promotion. That's how you move forward in accomplishing these big goals that you set for yourself. You have to push harder to be able to do these things. And honestly, guys, I'm not trying to make people be like me. I'm trying to make people be like them. And my dreams are my dreams, your dreams are your dreams, but I challenge you, when you listen to things like this, you need to have big dreams and you need to give things that you can get excited about. So hopefully this meant something to you guys this week. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.